which was originally a Fanny and a Hilda, so it looks like they're flexing. They're showing how deep their pockets are. Coach Arcadia, Coach Action.
You know, Leo, it feels like we're watching a rematch from Game 1, right? Like the fact that Blacklist has already drafted exactly the same thing. But I hope the last 2 picks will surprise us, right, Leo? But Arashi, looking at the draft coming up from RRQ, are you expecting something like a Fanny to come back up again? But I think it's up to Blacklist International to ban that Fanny away.
I feel like if Blacklist does not secure any particular counter to these mobility heroes, there's no reason why RRQ cannot pick up another assassin. It worked so well, especially because Blacklist is just so reliant on that backline, as we mentioned before. So they've banned away the Joy. If they don't ban out the other potential assassins from Albert, like a Fanny, for example, or maybe a Hayabusa, there's really no reason at all. So I assume that with what happened in game number 1, Blacklist will try and get some stuns, some locks to ensure that Albert gets under control.
At this point, it's not even up to RRQ anymore. This is Blacklist making the right calls to try and make up for what happened in game 1. This is what they do. They constantly try to push a strategy until it doesn't work, until it's over, and hoping that it doesn't come to match point, because again, it sucks when somebody tries the same thing over and over again, and now at least they're making these adjustments, right? They're banning out the Fanny, they banned out the Ling, which they previously did not do. It was previously a Kadita and a Harith, all the while RRQ Hoshi, they're doing the same thing here. They're taking out the Barats. Might this be the Baksha again?
I think it should be the Baksha. I mean, like, if Blacklist International is going into this game number 2 again with this exact same game 1 draft, if I were the coach, I'm gonna just go ahead and ban the Barats as well, because I don't want to really have. Oh, wow, okay, they're gonna leave it open. They're gonna ban Aldous instead.
Was that so clear from the get-go? Were they so sure that, all right, I'm not sure if it's Arcadia or Achille who goes, they're gonna go Aldous. This is a throwback to Season 8. Take it out.
Maybe they feel like when the chips are down, Blacklist will default to something that always works, right? And this Aldous pick is just really, really solid. But another pick that we've seen quite often right now is that Granger as well. I wonder if that will be put to use, because when you talk about kiting, there is a possibility that they will try and utilize that tool.
The Granger might not have to come up because Oheb is their marksman, right? And I think there was something to the whole Fredrin in the front, Estes and Farsa in the back. So I think that's where they'll adjust.
Yep, behind every strong jungler is a strong supporter. That's basically the statement coming up from Wise and All My Venus as well. Wise being the front line to tank all the hits, whereas All My Venus just heal him out of control. That's basically Blacklist International strategy. That is their brand, right?
Right, and now for RRQ, they require something playmaking heavy hero, because right now with the Lapu Lapu and Valentina, they can try and make an engage, make a pickoff, but obviously if they have something more reliable in their arsenal, that'll be great. And the mobility for sure, it's going to be Hilda again, and that's that Lancelot, man. Talk about mobility, get ready for Albert's Lancelot, man. We're in for a treat.
That's a classic.
Yeah, man.
I mean, almost synonymous with his name. Baby Alien picks up the Lancelot, and Oheb picks up the same hero. So I'm guessing now they've learned a lot from game 1. Could this be the lineup? Again, it feels like it's deja vu, but could this be the lineup that breaks Blacklist's losing streak against Indonesian teams at M4?
It's crazy because it's the same exact lineup.
Literally!
Literally the same exact lineup. I guess they did find moments of success, and they probably feel like it's all down to execution, right? Both teams were flexing their quote-unquote mechanical skill. So I think Blacklist is thinking that, okay, this time we won't make that mistake. We'll be more prepared. We've seen it once, right? And they'll try and match it again. But of course, as Jace has been talking about, the drafting phase is so important right now. I don't think they can really afford to just go with the same draft again.
I feel like Blacklist International is just putting out a statement there. There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. It's about the bans. Banning away the Fanny, banning away the Ling, banning away Joy. That's something that they did going into game number 2. That's a little bit of flexibility right there. But the Lancelot game though.
Oh yeah. We're going to be throwing over to our Bahasa counterparts as we march into the land of dawn. But for you guys watching at home, welcome. This is game 2 of Blacklist International versus RRQ Hoshi. Look at this mirror start here. Baby Alien, Albert starting here as well. Wise. So again, we can expect the early game to be very similar.
I think so. Both teams will just be trying to get their mid lane shoved in, get the jungle to start rolling, and now Lancelot against a Fredrin, right? Lancelot is very strong, a lot of output potential, but nowhere as oppressive as a Fanny in the early game, nowhere as much mobility. So maybe Blacklist can get a bit like a foot in the door right now to ensure that in the mid game they can actually get more success.
Oh, my Venus already using the Aegis right off the bat, but I think it should be just in time for the turtle fight, right? But it's going to be a Blacklist International, right? Moving towards the gold side of the map. You want to make sure that Scarlet doesn't get the farm, make sure that OHEB gets enough pushing power.
Oh, the flicker from Haji there, so that's off timing, at least for this first turtle. But then again, if game one is any indication, they're going to take their time with this turtle. I'm expecting at least maybe a purple delay play from Albert, and again, Wise is also taking his time, so we'll see if that timing falls into a place. 30 seconds until this first turtle spawns. That 1v1 between the Glue and the Lapu Lapu, we've seen it so much here at M4 so far. I'm thinking, what's Clay to steal? Oh, Albert coming in.
No, I don't think there's anything you can do. Haji just go into, pigeon farm, just fly away. It doesn't really matter. He doesn't really care.
Doesn't really care, but right on the top side, you can see RRQ pressuring the other side of the lane to try and make sure during the turtle take they have a lead. But even R7 now already very dangerously low. But Clay gets smacked with the Appraisal's Wrath.
That damage though, I wasn't expecting that. I was like, okay, I think he should be okay.
Clay was playing with fire there. I mean, if you were standing in front of Wise to get enough stacks to trigger Appraiser's Wrath that quickly, this Lord is just free for Blacklist.
There seems to be a free Lord.
Turtle.
Turtle.
We're jumping the guns right here, ladies and gents.
Exactly. Deja vu, that's what it does, right? Deja vu.
We're ready for that late game already. Unfortunately for both teams, the jungle has been relatively safe, but I have the feeling at level 6 or 7, that is about to change. Both teams understand that in the mid game, they have their own relative weapons in this fight, right? Blacklist has sustain and RRQ has burst damage, so we'll have to see how the execution plays in, as Edward actually disrupts Albert yet again.
Haji going in for the airstrike, gets cancelled by Bin for now. It's going to be Bin that got stuck on 3 people, but Bin will not be able to survive for now. It's going to be Clay leaning up towards, I'm not sure what he's going to do, but at the same time there's a fight happening out and actually using the Phantom Execution to die on the way, but Edward will be able to follow him.
2v1 here, Agent Zero walks away with impunity. No punish from RRQ Hoshi. Blacklist already 1,000 gold ahead here, 3 minutes in. A lot of outer church shields here taken out, so that means gold for OHEB up top. 3v3. Who's going to engage first? Oh, both are skittish to do it.
Both are skittish to do it because I think both don't really have a solid engage tool. Right now, it just seems like that is the play being made by Bin.
Oh, that's a lot of damage coming up from Bin. At the same time, it's going to be, my Bin is actually healing. The Tornado Power Memory doesn't do any damage from the side. Oh, at the same time, OHEB will actually try to push forward. But that may have been more than he could chew. He has to fall for his greediness.
The Filipino sniper gets punished hard there. Arashi, you were saying.
The Blessing of the Moon Goddess getting stolen by Clay allows them to sustain through the Feather Airstrike, and afterwards, it's just too much greed, but it's going to be the same story for Blacklist.
Bin, man, Bin and Vosh, it's the same thing, but technically speaking, if you combine those two fights, but hold on a second, Wise, oh no, he actually catches the taunt on top of Skylar, and he'll be no more. It's going to be Edward picking up a double kill at the same time. R7 coming in for the flank at the same time, but will not be able to find anything for now. Blacklist stabilizes.
It's a 5v4 situation with the second turtle spawning already. Still 2k ahead. Blacklist International, Wise pulling it away. Arashi, is this going to be a problem? Because I'm looking at RRQ's lineup just now, I just noticed it's only Clay who's dealing magic damage.
I mean, Vulcan has a lot of magic damage, but on the note of damage, that is R7 getting taken out as well. Later on, it's going to be very easy for Blacklist to itemize against RRQ. And right now, it seems that they're having problems all across the map.
I think Albert is having a lot of problems. That is not a statement right there. Using the Thorn Rose, Edward possesses the machine.
That's just a tough situation for RRQ. Everyone on the side of Blacklist are just too tanky, and they are abusing it right now. They're standing in front of towers, but look at R7 going in alone.
Going alone is indeed the damage reduction coming in, but here comes the wall for the Sai as well. But oh my goodness, actually healing. Haji is actually letting a fire on top of the drop of RRQ. It's up to Sky to try to clean up. But coming in with the hunt, and will be able to pick up the double kill at the same time. Now Oh My Venus has to run away.
They're trading 2 bodies for a push down bottom, and the Queen stands alone. Arashi, tell me what is this going to do for the economy for Blacklist? Are they going to maintain this lead, or was that going to bite them in the behind later on? Because that seems like a bad decision.
they have still quite a big lead. They're able to get the tower in the bottom side as well. But of course, if they keep trading kills like this, eventually the team with the better late game is gonna win. And I can't help but feel that with a carry on your team, right? It's gonna be very scary trying to deal with him in the late game. Of course, Haji on the far side can just zone away Skylar in these big fights, but we've seen how chaotic the fights can get. So Blacklist needs to be very careful and make sure that they don't let RRQ get anything back.
Yeah, man, RRQ are doing what they can because this is Lancelot's debut. Vin, obliges.
Oh, the big burst, not enough. Unfortunately, we're going to all head will be the one that takes down Vin. Trading for the Roman for now. RRQ. It's going to be actually Clay that trying to heal up Skylar, but Edward's coming for the flank. He's looking for the food, and he's going to go into a split. But Oheb snipes him down.
2 for 1. Oh my Venus falls. I'd say with Turtle 10 seconds away, you have Clay out of the picture here. Blacklist has an advantage.
It's a huge advantage, and now Albert, he might try and go for a flashy play. Is it worth it though? There's so much burst damage in the hands of Blacklist. It's going to be very risky for him to even try anything. He might just be forced to let it go, but Edward will not let him go.
Something to note as well, in the roughly 7 minutes that this game has elapsed, RRQ Hoshi have not pushed a major objective yet.
A lot of damage coming out of Edward. He's just really trying to breach his first skill at the same time. Wise Horns going in. Albert was not able to find any form of entry, but Vin may be the one to be able to do that. But at the same time, it's going to all have actually take down the top side as well. Edward just really trying to time. He goes into space as well, but runs into Edward as well. Haji, he's flying over, but not in just in time. The turtle will still get secured by Blacklist, but that's not enough. R7 looking for the engage. Wise, it's going to be a slow little collapse coming over Blacklist International. Haji, better airstrike going in. Oheb snipes down Clay, and they're trying to push mid lane.
Maximum range, torn apart memory there from Oheb, but popping Clay wide open. They're gonna convert into, is that a, that's,
yep, that's
grab
steal.
that purple, he stole it.
Purple stolen by Wise, and of course, we saw earlier the turtle was stolen as well. This is a disaster coming in for RRQ. They seem to be just losing their way. They have no idea what to do, and Blacklist are just getting stronger and stronger, and with the range available, torn apart memory and feathered airstrike, RRQ, they're in a difficult spot right here.
This is literally Blacklist telling me, hey, I'm not the problem, you're the problem. I'm banning away your fanny, I'm banning away your leg. My composition is solid. This is that statement.
Yeah, no, they've converted these Ube engages into map presence, into siege balls for Haji and Oheb. Again, the Brody has to clear waves the old natural way, right? But with Oheb, again, as you say, Ooga Booga, I wreck turrets. That's what they've been doing here, which resulted in a 6K gold lead 8 minutes in.
That's the macro play we've been talking about. RRQ, they don't only lose the objective, they lose members taken out by Blacklist, and they lose the tower on top side as well. And Blacklist are trying to push the tempo here, trying to make sure that the jungle is not safe.
The pincer in, going in for the back line at the same time. Oh, he's actually trying to peel, but here comes the heal coming up from Clay. And also, oh my goodness as well. It's going to be Haji. Flicker right into bad spikes. The Fed actually will be able to take down one member on the side. RRQ. It's going to be Wise and take down Clay at the same time. It's no an unfair trade in the favor of Blacklist International.
2 for none, and boy oh boy, they have eyes on this mid lane tier 2. Lord, level 1, 10 seconds away from spawning. I must say, I love Clay, right? But I love him more when he's playing heroes with massive range. He made the Farsa work earlier. He had the range advantage. He knows when to hook. But with the Valentina, you have to be in your opponent's faces. And if you're facing off against Blacks International with 7K ahead, it's not an ideal situation.
If you're a squishy character right now,
no, the fight.
Oh,
the fight ensues as well. Vin managed to catch Haji for now. It's going to be, oh my goodness, to take down R7 at the same time. The damage coming up on Oheb. The door to bomb memory coming out. We'll be able to input Vin into a body bag.
Arashi, you were saying if you're squishy, this is what happens right here.
Exactly. Burst damage coming in from all directions. Even Edward can delete you if you're too careless. And if you're now Clay and Skylar and Albert, they are all squishy and they are powerless to try and stop Blacklist from taking these objectives.
Did you see just Wise soloing that Lord on his own?
I did. I mean, it was off cam. It was on a small little screen, but yeah, I did.
Yep.
The world did.
That's just how dominant Blacklist is right now. 9K gold lead. We saw that they had an advantage in the previous game, but not like this. Look at the items right here. For Haji, with the Divine Glaive already prepared, that's a lot of burst damage. And if you are trying to just melt down this Edward on this glue, there's just not enough items. Poison Sight and Golden Staff done for Skylar. It won't be enough to just break through the Dominance Ice and the two Kiras as well.
Everyone across the board, say for Haji, has physical damage reduction. So that's why RRQ Hoshi's engages are all the more, I guess at this point, trivial. It's so hard to find the finish.
I think the biggest problem is that if you take a look at Clay's items, right, that is not a very good item if you are Valentina. Right now, Clay needs to try to steal the better airstrike because Haji could always walk up and just basically zone it up, and here he goes. It is going to be RRQ that's really trying to defend. Skylar at the bottom side clearing it out. The Lord is actually getting killed very, very slowly. Skylar building on some damage. Blacklist, they touch and they go. They've already taken the prize.
Good news, bad news. Clay has a feathered airstrike right now.
Yeah.
Bad news is they're inside their base, so they can only really take advantage of it. It's a win-win for now, but if Blacklist can find that engage again, Wise has been their initiation like this.
And there we go. The better airstrike going in at the same time. It will not be able to control and crowd control and deny. The better airstrike is going to be Blacklist taking down the bottom lane turret at the same time. 4 member left. It is going to be Wise leading the pack, trying to charge. Albert trying to look for some play right here to sing, but not being able to find. And it's going out. Oh my goodness, actually going in with the ultimate. Desperately, Blacklist is in a portable fountain.
They have 2 base turrets, and now they're going for the third. Trying to taking yet again, and RRQ, they are forced to respond, but every time it happens, it's just the wrong response. R7 now taken very low, and Blacklist, they're looking for the end possibly.
Oh no, that's ults and battle spells spent by RRQ Hoshi. They're gonna have to defend.
They have to defend. There's Vinny's already here as well. Wise is already taunted as well, but Albert's looking a little bit calling about memory, doesn't able to connect. It's gonna be Blacklist, but there is no minutes. That one wave marching down, a slow march as Clay. The battle of the better airstrike. R7 trying to make a play. Will be able to fight. Oh, Evan will not be able to do so because Owen is desperately healing the bond. The core is getting back to the bond. Blacklist International. They're giving a statement. But Skylar, mega kill. Shuts down Edward. But look at the core. The HP is slowly. The defense coming through. But Blacklist International, they are still healthy.
3v4. RRQ Hoshi. 3 Kings standing. Down goes Clay. Make that 2v4. Can they defend? It's Skylar left.
Defend.
It's just Skylar.
It's just Skylar and RRQ. Blacklist International takes game number 2.
The curse has been broken. The streak ended. Blacklist International's first victory at M4 against an Indonesian team.
They double down and use the same exact draft, and they get it done. As you mentioned, Leo, just the bans have so much impact right here, and they have shown it. RRQ, they try and do the same thing, but they do not have the same tools. So they are expecting the same